Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. The name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Hebrew, his true name is Yahawah. Bahasham means in the name of in the ancient Hebrew, and then Yahawashi is who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who was from the tribe of Judah, a so-called Negro who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the elect of Israel on this side. But for all of Israel, you know, once after the destruction takes place. So, you know, that's why we say all glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And then Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash is the Holy Spirit. So as I was saying, get double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who led us to this truth. We've been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't be part of that number. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and the striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42, the water. For everybody tuning in, coming on the comment board, you know, you sincere believers, Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Atham, you know, here and on after. And this is some articles the Lord put the spirit on me to deal with, going across some things that happened recently. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock. We got one title. The title is Al-Qaeda affiliate threatens to attack airlines. And then Bill Clinton identified as John Doe 36 when it's talking about in these documents that were released about Jeffrey Epstein, right? And then we got various end time topics. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock. We're gonna get to this real quick. Give me 1 second. Gonna get into these articles. We're gonna tie in some precepts as usual. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock. We'll go ahead and get started right here. This first one. Attacks on airlines and prominent figures. The Transportation Security Administration is actively monitoring the threats. AQAP released alarming videos online calling for attacks on U.S. airlines. Precautions come ongoing Israel-Hamas war sparks demonstrations. So, you know, really what I wanted to, the Lord put the spirit on me put this out here because whatever brothers, y'all come across this, just, if some brothers travel and stuff. So, we want to send up prayers to those brothers who, are maybe, leaving, going to airports and whatnot, trying to, go see other brothers and whatnot. So just make sure you send them prayers up and, keep them safe, out there, when airlines, man. So that's the reason why the Lord put spirit on me to bring that up, because a lot of brothers be traveling, some brothers travel. So we want to make sure we pray for them and also, let them know, because most brothers, they know, but you never know. One of them might not. And the Lord, bring it to their attention. So Lord willing, all the brothers out there who doing the work are safe. And it remains that way, even through Jacob's trouble. So I want to put in some precepts concerning this. This is Sirach, which is the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is in the Apocrypha, which was taken out of the Bible in the 1800s by the Bible Destruction Group and was brought back. Yahawashi made sure that it was put back in the scriptures to make sure that we would have this, these commandments, because these are commandments that he's telling us as well. These scriptures aren't just scriptures; they're commandments. They're like telling us to do certain things. So, let me get over here. Give me a sec. All right. So it's Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 11. It says, "Rise up betimes, and be not the last, but get thee home without delay." You see? So, we know that, you don't want to be the last at anything. You got to go to the store or something. You got to get some stuff. The Lord wants you to basically have your list or whatever, get what you got to get and get out of there. Don't be just walking around and lingering around and hanging out and, get to the crib. Because the times is coming where a lot of judgment is coming. You don't want to get caught up. Same way with the airports and stuff. You don't want to go too early and just be sitting around waiting on your airplane because it could be an attack. You want to get in there just before it's time to get on the plane, get on that thing, get out of there. So that's just kind of what I'm bringing up about that. Verse 12, it reads, "There, take thy pastime and do what thou wilt." See, so if you want to do something, maybe you want to, get out and, do something with yourself or whatever, go do something, maybe get out the house, go sit down, go take a brother with you, play pool or something. That's cool, but it just says, "But sin not by proud speech," which means, don't revile the prophets, and keep your mind single, like focused on the truth. Don't mean you can't, go hang out with some brothers if you go hang out with them, but just keep yourself in a circumspect mind, like, man, trouble's coming, So, proud speech is like basically saying you ain't got to hold yourself accountable for what you do. And like, it's like kind of a way of like saying like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm ain't nobody gonna mess with me." You don't want to think like that, because the Lord is bringing vast judgment on the earth right now. We're gonna pull up a lot of articles dealing with it too. And shoot, most trouble, you never know. Most trouble will happen at your house. I'll be going out and sometimes I'll go to this little bar that I used to go to back then. I'll have me a little drink or something. I ain't never had no problems there. It'd be your own damn family members come to your house and cause problems, So it just varies. You just want to be circumspect at all times. And, be wise as serpents and humble as doves. Don't be afraid to take the low. If somebody getting in your face and threatening you and whatever, If you know you can de-escalate it, de-escalate it. Because we prophets, we here to just give you a message. You know, we don't want to like contend with nobody. Like, we're here to warn you. We're actually here to help you. You see? So to understand the scriptures. So verse 13, and for these things, bless him that made thee and have replenished thee with his good things, you know. And the main thing he replenished us with is the understanding of the scriptures, because so many people have been trying to understand the Bible the right way, you know. And we have that because why? Because our elders and apostles gave us the understanding. You know, the elders and apostles, great millstone. Verse 14, whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline. See? So you got to fear the Lord to even receive discipline. And that's what the world don't have. They don't have discipline. You know, they don't have that. So that's why, and that's how you know somebody doesn't have the fear of the Lord, if they don't have discipline, if they're not consistent, if they're not always showing you that they're diligent in the work, you know, because most brothers is putting up a video every day. Every day we doing a video every day. So, and they that seek him early shall find favor. See, so we want the Lord's favor, you know, because the Lord has favorites. You know, he had the 12 disciples, and then he just had prophets under that, you know. He has favorites, and we don't care what it is, which favorite we are of his. We just want to make sure we're there. We're considered one of those favorites. Whatever he wants to put us at is going to be fine, because that was our rightful place. That was where we were supposed to be at. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. And it reads, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. See, like a wise man will see the evil. Say, oh, I see that, yo, you know, we watching out. They talking about they going to attack stuff. Well, we keep an eye open, you know, make sure we know what's going on around us. Right. But what? The simple pass on and are punished. They don't want to take these words and really apply them to their life, because that's what it really means to be a believer, you know. And Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. It's more than just reading it. You got to apply that and do that, you know, especially when trouble comes, when the tests come, the anguish, the problems. That's when the test comes to see if you're really going to apply what it's saying to do. And that's going to show whether you are of the elect or not, because that's what the Bible is for the elect of Israel, you know. That's why not everybody gets it, or is supposed to. So now we're going to go to the blue letter. And this is Proverbs. We're going to jump back a little bit to chapter 14. This is Proverbs, because I want to look up this word. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. Right? All right. It's loading up. Okay. And the title of the whole passage is Contrast the Upright and the Wicked. So we're going to go to verse 15. Right. And it says, the simple believeth every word. You see? So that's why a lot of people are confused about the Bible, because you got these people going to these churches and they're believing what the churches is telling them, you know, but the churches are not to tell you the truth. They're trying to make money off the truth. You know, that's why they tell you, they go over there and they tell you saved, but they don't really give you a prophecy. This Bible is about a prophecy. You know, it's a story, you know, and there's certain things that are supposed to happen, and they don't tell you about the trouble coming, which is Jacob's trouble, which is in Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay, and that's a trouble coming for Jacob. And, you know, Jacob's name was turned to Israel in the scriptures in Genesis chapter 35. For those of y'all who haven't read it, whoever come across, you know, this video. So the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. See, we look well into our going. We look at our surroundings. We see what's going on in the earth. more than just what we're dealing with in our everyday captivity. That's what a prophet does. But you can't be a prophet unless you prophesy something that's going to happen in the future. But how do we do that if we don't have like an actual story that's going to happen? You can't just prophesy something random. It has to be all of us on one accord that were scattered across the four corners of the earth, because that's what the prophecy said would happen. And we all had to come to an agreement that what? Jacob trouble coming, mark of the beast, World War III, and there's many other things as well. But those are the three main topics we usually deal with, because that's what Jake really need to get ready for. Okay, because that shit is not going to be no game. So it says a wise man feareth and departeth from evil. See, but the fool rageth and is confident, right? And then it says he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated, right? The simple inherit folly, this is verse 18, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. See, that's how we get crowned with knowledge. It's a certain word that I wanted to look up. No, maybe it wasn't. Nope, that's coming down. We're going to do that in a second. It's in another precept. I thought it was this one. But yeah, that's the point, We're crowned with knowledge. We're the meek of the earth. We're lowly. We don't have a lot of stuff, but we're crowned with knowledge. We're crowned with this saving knowledge, to save you from destruction. So we got the most valuable thing on the planet, and we tied into the scriptures every day through all these different articles. So we're going to go deal with this article. And it was kind of going into what I was just talking about. It says Walmart shooting sees multiple people gunned down by checkout lane. This happened today, and this morning. Okay. And it was in Wyoming, Michigan. And it was actually Sunday evening. It said 2 men fired at least 10 shots, hitting the victims who suffered non-life-threatening injuries. 17 in West Michigan reported or whatever. But that's just like we were talking about. Get your ass to the house. Okay? Because they over there shooting at, just randomly just coming to Walmart and get to busting at somebody. They ain't do nothing to you. That's the judgment of the Lord. Because he said that he has vessels of vengeance. Okay? There are certain people that he just set up to literally be vessels of vengeance. And that's in the book of Sirach too, but we ain't gonna pull that up. We're gonna just keep sticking with the topic. But that happened, right? And this is just to show you that the end is near, because a lot of people are waxing cold. A lot of people are starting to really, do some demonic shit. This is parents arrested after planning to travel Sahara to sacrifice 5-year-old son they thought was possessed, man. That's they don't have knowledge. Okay. They were quick to anger. They were quick to just do something, and didn't really wasn't sure. They just thought he was possessed. They didn't really they weren't sure. He's just 5 years old. And there's some little demons out there, don't get me wrong. But, just to up and just travel to go sacrifice your 5-year-old son, that's demonic, man. That's wicked. It says a couple reportedly told someone else close to them about their intentions to travel to Sahara to sacrifice their son, as they thought he was possessed. And this happened, it was a French couple earlier this month. It was in, I guess, a city called Gardia. Oh, wait, the civil police, it was in Spain. Okay. It was the Gardia civil police or whatever. They went and took him in. So, that's showing that people are waxing cold, man. You're going to have some people talk about in the scriptures. Cannibalism is in the scriptures. There's going to be some people eating their own damn babies. That's why you want to make sure you got this knowledge, because you can't just be like, oh, I wouldn't do that to my baby. You don't know that until you get put in a situation, and if you don't have knowledge, you're gonna pop. You're fucking you're gonna fold. You're gonna belly up. And you're gonna do some shit that you didn't think you gonna do because you didn't have Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi with you. You know. So this is another one. It says the disgraced and failed horse show producer sent to prison for $1 million offer to have wealthy and estranged husband murdered by hitmen. Okay, so his own wife tried to get him put to death. You know, that's that people waxing cold, man. Waxing cold. We finna put in some precepts. I got one more. It's a lot of judgment going out there, man. You know, all this happened basically just yesterday, you know, because, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So basically happened yesterday, you know, so neighbor, and watch this, because you know how you I wouldn't even just say just the women. It'd be some men. Y'all be out there, you know, calling the cops whenever your shit go wrong, right? Well, in that time in Jacob's trouble, them police 12 is not gonna be. They're not gonna be protecting and serving, okay? And they ain't never served Jake anyways. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they ain't never served us, okay? They've been gunning us down the streets the whole time. So we know damn well they ain't gonna help us. That's why we be like, Jake, why you believe in so-called Jesus Christ gonna come save your ass? That's a so-called white man. They ain't coming to save us. They put us in slavery. There's no way that our savior is a so-called white man. There's no way. You know, and there's plenty of scriptures to prove it, but we ain't gonna even go to that. We'll deal with that another day. So, neighbor of New York cop who allegedly shot wife, sons in murder-suicide describes victims as a perfect American family. And that's what the neighbor said. He said there was a perfect American family. He shot his wife and his 12-year-old son, his 10-year-old son. Boom, boom, boom. Then shot himself. Boom. That's wax cold, man. And that was a cop. He's supposed to be trained not to be bugging out like that. You know, but Esau Edom know his time up, man. Esau Edom tripping out, man. Bugging out. You know, Esau Edom, so-called white man, some of them their hearts fell on them for fear. So they turned in them cards, man. You know, because they know they got on the slavery for 1,000 years. They know the truth. That's why they hid the Bible. That's why they hid the truth from the Israelites. They didn't tell us who was the Israelites and stuff. And, you know, you go into Psalms 83, it talks about how they made basically an organization to make sure that we came in no more remembrance, which is what? What is that? What is that system? The beast system. What is that? United Nations, NATO, and the EU. That's what they made, you know? So, you know, we're going to keep going. And we know, you know, Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, the Rothschilds, that's who they called, the Rothschilds. You know, that's why they call themselves the Red Shield. And you got Esau Edom came out red in Genesis 25:25. You ever heard of a redneck? That's talking about Esau, man. It's Esau, the so-called white man. That's who the Bible's talking about. That's the devil. Devil just means deceiver. He deceived the world. Just like it said that they would you know how it says it would lock Satan in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. That was the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages. Okay, and why did they call it the Dark Ages? Because Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the so-called Negroes, right? It's Judah. Benjamin is the so-called Native Americans, and then Levi is the so-called Haitians, and they were ruling the world for 1,000 years. What they called the Dark Ages because they weren't ruling. And then it said they would be loosed out of their prison and deceive the nations. That's what they did. They came out of what's that bottomless pit? The caves, the Caucasus Mountains. Okay. And really Mount Seir is mainly their main habitation. But you know, where do you think you get Caucasians from? The Caucasus Mountains. Okay. And they came out and deceived the world in the Renaissance era, what is Renaissance? Rebirth of the so-called white man. That's what it's talking about. Okay. And that's where you get your images of Jesus Christ and all that with Leonardo da Vinci and then Michelangelo. They had a contest to paint that painting of Jesus Christ by the sixth Pope of Rome. Okay. Caesar Borgia was that guy who they painted. That's not the Lord, man. That's not what he looked like. You know, he doesn't have leprosy, as it says in Leviticus. Leprosy is no pigment. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. You know, sometimes I'll get off topic, but, you know, it's really not off topic. It's just, you know, this is stuff that you want to know when you get and learn scriptures. So Matthew chapter 24, verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, iniquity means sin upon sin, you know. So because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what we're seeing. Simple as that. We're seeing a lot of, you know, wickedness, you know, because there's a lot of sin in the earth. There's much sin in the earth. And what is sin? Transgression of the law. But it said that the law was only for Israel. So which means what? Only Israel can go off. Everybody else is meant to go off. That's their job. They're the wicked. They're supposed to go off, but we're not supposed to go off. We're supposed to be the righteous. That's why we get punished when we do wrong. But Esau, even so-called white man, can rape and pillage the land and put his name on everything, and ain't nothing happened to him yet. But that's because the Lord, you know, allowed him to do this for a time being until, you know, he'd be taken out of the way. It's part of the prophecy. So Ecclesiasticus, the book of Barak, chapter 2, verse 14, woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? And that's the problem with Jake. Jake don't got no patience. He don't want to read. He don't want to take no notes. He don't want to study. And that's why Jake is going to get caught lacking, because he don't got patience. And if you really want to understand the Lord, you have to have patience. I've been studying my ass off for like a year now, a little bit over a year. And when I first started, I was studying 10 hours a day, and it's still tons of stuff I still don't know, you know? So it's you got to have patience in this thing, and not let alone you got to learn that stuff. You got to retain it. So there's some stuff it's good to read it multiple times, you know, so you can learn it, you know, and keep it in your mind. You know, this is us being regenerated to the laws. We fell away for so long. You got to really take this stuff in, you know, and read it on a regular basis every day. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 6, blessings are upon the head of the just, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. See? And that's how they are. You had that one lady going out there talking about asking around, trying to see if she could get a hitman to kill her husband. You know, violence is in their mouth, you know, and it's in their actions. You know, that's how you tell somebody wicked, what they doing. If they not serving Yahawashi, they definitely wicked. And and all of us was falling away. All of us was in a wicked mind state, like all of Israel was in a mind state of like the other nations. We was lost. But when you come into this truth, what you do? You born again. That's what it means to be born again, to understand the scriptures the right way. You know, because we used to read from right to left, not left to right. Everything's opposite. Okay. So what you think is judgment is not judgment. Okay. If you haven't understood, you know, the truth from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, you don't understand judgment. Because there's only one way, you know, that judgment is supposed to be carried out. And since it's not being carried out that way, that's why you got all this shit happening. Everything's just fucked off. You know, you got people like Bill Clinton we finna talk about, and all them fucking that shit with Jeffrey Epstein. He in 100 motherfucking texts with this motherfucker, and ain't nothing happened to his ass. He ain't got locked up. They ain't done nothing to this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Because Esau Edom is not in trouble like other men. Because they're supposed to be wicked, but they're getting judged now. The Lord's judging them now. He's revealing them because the time's almost up. So this is Psalms chapter 37, verse 7, and it reads, rest in the Lord. See, we're resting in this truth. You know, we don't mind talking about this truth all day, because this is life right here. And it says, and wait what? Patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, right? Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass, right? Now we're gonna look up a word, that word fret, and we're gonna break this down a little bit for you, just to give you a clear understanding of what it's saying, and we're gonna read it in the NLT. Okay. So it says, don't fret thyself, right? This is the blue letter. It's like a concordance. It like shows you the Greek and the Hebrew, you know, in the Latin, but you know, really it doesn't show you the ancient Paleo Hebrew. It shows you like kind of like, you know, the Yiddish bullshit that they got. So you got to have the teachers of the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. They teach us like real Hebrew, you know. They know how to read this stuff. Like look at something that's in Assyrian Hebrew and be like, yeah, that's what it means, you know. Or look at something in Latin, this is what it means. That's why you need teachers, you know. It says in the scriptures, continue what thou hast learned. You're supposed to learn this from somebody, you know. You can't just read it. It's not for everybody. Strong's H 2734. Chara. Yep. Chara. Yep. Right. And I'm pretty sure that's in the Greek. It says, be hot, furious, burn, become angry, be kindled. See, so don't be angry just because they get in the bag and they doing good. Is what the Lord's saying. Don't be angry with that. Don't have jealousy, right? Displease, you know, don't trip about it. They're not going to be like that. They're not going to make it forever like that. They're not going to have the bag forever. That's basically what he's saying. Don't trip. It's okay. You know, but we're going to read this in the NLT and show you that that's what it's saying. Okay. So we got right here, Psalms chapter 37, verse 7. And for those who don't know, this is King David speaking. He's like singing a song to the Lord. You know, he's and like I said, be still in the presence of the Lord. This is in the NLT, which is the New Living Translation. But we usually use the 1611 King James Version. That's the one that's like got power, you know. But this one, you know, I'll break it down to you a little bit more for those who are new. So it says, be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. See, we're not going to make no move. So I said the ones who get angry are the ones who ends up fucking off shit. That's what we're waiting on the Lord to do what he said he was going to do. Right. And it says, don't worry about evil people who prosper. Don't worry about them or fret about their wicked schemes. See, that's what it's saying. Don't be angry about it. Just point it out, you know, and sometimes we get vexed, which means like we get a little bit disgruntled or upset sometimes. We're in the flesh, you know, and it says that you will love one and despise the other, you know. It says the fear of knowledge is the beginning of knowledge is to hate evil. We hate evil. So when we see it, we're like, get rid of that shit, you know, because that's how Israel was back then. You did something wrong and you was a son and you was a drunkard that wouldn't listen to your parents. We take your ass all the way out there to the field and stone your ass to death. Israel don't play around, man. You know, Israel was a very serious nation and still is to the day. We're just at our lowest state. But when the Lord brings us back, you know, to that full potential, you're going to see, man. The Lord's not nothing to play with. Okay, he's coming with some serious judgment. So, you know, we got just a little bit more. I got a couple of earthquakes that happened. We're going to put in a precept to that. Then we're going to talk about Bill Clinton, and then we gone. Try not to make it too long for you. So this is an earthquake happened, and this was not as big as the other one, but it happened over there in Los Angeles in California. Okay, and they got a lot of big major waves hitting the shore right now over there. Like for the last 3 days, it's been like 20-foot waves over there, 25-foot waves hitting the shore and stuff, you know. So it's a lot going on over there, and that's, you know, that's prophecy that's happening. But this is the big one right here. Okay. And we're gonna watch a little video. I'm gonna show you a little video of it. But it says 40 earthquakes, a magnitude 7.6, a 6.1, or 5.7 occurred in Japan in 2 hours. 300 kilometers tsunami warning. So 240 earthquakes in 3 hours, 2 hours. And the Lord been doing some stuff. Like there was another article I had a long time ago, and I don't know what video I did on it, but it was like 66,000 lightning bolts or something in like 2 hours or something like that. It was something crazy. Like, let me see if I can pull it up before we watch this. Like, I know I can find it because I remember it. I remember this article. Like I probably look. It was like 4 months ago or something. Like, you know, I remember some articles that I did. Let me see if I can pull it up. Not that one. Yeah. This is one of them. Let me show you. Let me show you. See? You see that? It says 66,000 lightning strikes. Thunderstorms last the country. But that's, you know, we don't want to get into much of it. It's just to show you, like, that's the kind of shit that the Lord is doing. Like, he's doing something for real. Like, he's showing you that, you know, dangers are coming. Okay, dangers coming. So, let me fix this, but then we're gonna watch this little video going to what happened in Japan. There's 40 earthquakes in 2 hours. That's a lot of shaking, man. That's a lot of shaking. That's a lot of destruction. You know, and a lot of buildings fell. So we're going to pull this up. This is recent because I like to always pull up recent stuff. You know, that's why we look every day, because the Lord's bringing his judgment to light every day. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. He's bringing it every day. So we're going to play this, you know, and watch this for a second. And we're going to go with some precepts and one precept on it. I just got one. Come on now. My computer.
The information in the video shows an incident in Ishikawa, Japan. Japan issues tsunami warning following a series of 21 strong earthquakes.
Sheesh, look, that whole house turned over.
According to the Japanese Meteorological Agency, a sequence of 21 earthquakes with a magnitude of 4.0 or higher struck central Japan within just 90 minutes on Monday.
My bad, my computer jittering like that. I don't know why it's doing that. I have to pause it.
The strongest tremor recorded reached a magnitude of 7.6, causing widespread concern.
Sheesh. It's a lot of buildings.
Earthquakes triggered tsunami warnings, prompting authorities to...
But, you know, we ain't got to go too deep into it, but that's just to show a little bit, you know. You can pull up videos about it if you really want to go watch it, you know. We just want to show that the Lord is moving in the earth. So let me get back over here. Let me exit out of this. Put in this precept. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 10. And, you know, I've been doing lessons every day for almost a year now, and it's been a lot of earthquakes. A lot. Like a whole lot. Like, man, the Lord is shaking this motherfucker up. Luke chapter 21, verse 10. You know, and for you new people, you know how in the church they say, you know, oh, curse words is bad, but it talked about Paul will have rude speech. This just rude speech, shit, damn, hell. None of that stuff matters. Like the Lord's not tripping about that. You know, he's not tripping about that. That's just rude speech. You know, cursing is like back then. Cursing was like, you know, like you cursed the name of the Lord or something. Like you said his name in vain. You know, like called on another god, or like you tried to make fun of the prophets. Like there was these 40 children, and they let me pull it up real quick after this. But this is Luke chapter 21, verse 10. And let's just start at let's just start at 10. It says, then he added, nation will go to war against nation. We seeing that, and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 11, you know, we seeing right now, what's the biggest one we seeing? You know, the Israel-Hamas war, but what else? Russia, Ukraine, and what else finna happen? China and Taiwan. Okay, and Taiwan is real serious because they make 90% of like the most advanced, 90% of the most advanced chips in the world that go in cars and everything else that you got in your house and shit, TVs, all this kind of shit, these shit that we use for all our electronics, it's made there. Okay. And 60% of all the regular shit is there. Okay. They all make it right there. Taiwan. That's why it's a real big deal. Okay. So there will be great earthquakes, and there will be famines and plagues in many lands, and there will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. Right? You see? But look, this is the point. This is a good point. Verse 12. But before all this occurs, and this is the NLT, I want to go to the King James version real quick. Let me go back. I like reading it in the King James version. That's how we do it. So, anyways, like it said, and he said, unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. See, that's why you want to read the King James version, because you see how different it sounds. Like they change it up. They try to like water it down. You know, we don't want to give you the watered down version. We want to get you the real version. You know. And famines, the earthquakes will be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And they shall turn to you for a testimony. So this testimony is very serious. Some of us are going to get dragged to the damn kings and rulers of the earth and be like, what did Yahawashi say he was going to do? We're going to be like, he said he's going to do this. You know, we're his messengers. And they're going to start figuring out, like, you know, and Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, they know, you know, the Rawchas, they know. So they're like terrified. They will not come towards us. They will not come around us. They'd send somebody else, you know, a six-pack Edomite Joe who don't know shit. You know, sitting there, go get him and bring him here. You know, probably go there. They have masks on and everything because they know that they going into slavery for 1,000 years after this. And it can't do nothing to hide yourself, motherfucker. We're going to know who you is in the kingdom. We're going to jack your ass up, E. And just like, you know, the title of this whole thing is Things to Come. But I'm going to show you about, you know, like that curse thing I was talking about. Okay. This is what it's talking about. Because there was some children that was laughing at Elisha the prophet, and he put a curse on them. Okay, because the cursing back then was not like, oh, fuck you. That's not cursing. That's rude speech. That's the point I'm bringing. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel, and he was going up by the way, talking about Elisha, and there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him, right? And said unto him, go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head, right? Talking that bull biggity. What'd he do? Verse 23, and he went up from thence. Wait, or it said, and he turned back and looked at them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. So he looked back and said, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. He like cursed them, you know. And there's words for that, you know, but you know, we're not gonna go in that, you know. It's you know, because we don't know exactly what he said. He could have said Rai, which means evil, you know. He could have cursed him in the name in any kind of way, you know. But he cursed him in the name of the Lord. So whatever he did, he said, we're going to do that in the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And guess what happened? And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 40 and 2 children of them. Tore all them motherfuckers up. 42 children. Bears tore them motherfuckers up. Okay? That's who you're dealing with. That's the Lord you're really dealing with. Because the churches will tell you the Lord won't do nothing like that. He won't hurt children. You talk about he cursed them in the name of the Lord. He said 2 bears over there ate all them kids, man. You think the Lord playing around? All right, keep playing with it. Keep calling on Jesus Christ, Jay. Keep doing that shit. The Lord's gonna deal with your ass if you keep doing that shit. That's not his name. It's just like if you're getting married and your wife pulled up on you and said called you out of your name, you're gonna be like, the fuck? Like, the hell's wrong with you? I've been planning this day and prepping this day, and then you come up here, you gonna call me out of my name? Hell no. Nah. You know, and Israel is the Lord's woman. You know, that's why he's come back, jack motherfuckers up, touch his woman. You know, his nation. 170 names to be revealed in Jeffrey Epstein files, and this is what's happening. The Lord's revealing and showing the world that this, you know, these presidents is wicked. You know, this was a president. If you think he was doing it, who else is doing it? Damn near all the motherfuckers is doing it. They just revealed 170 of them that they could find, or who the Lord wanted them to find. You know, they're all wicked. They all knew that was going on. So it says hundreds of documents related to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein are expected to be released this week. They've been had them documents. Okay, they've been had all that shit. And among the names on the list is former President Bill Clinton, man. You see, the top of the top. We talking about the highest ranking job you can get in America, Babylon the Great. The hell is this motherfucker? Hold on. Get your weird ass off my screen, bro. This shit didn't like pulled up an ad. Hold on. Because I just want to read a little bit of it. But this shit's like doing this weird shit. This motherfucker's talking about some other shit. Hold on, man. So I'm saying he saw me fucking with shit. But you know, the top of the top, you know, Bill Clinton is there. Okay, but I just want to read a little bit to show how, you know, serious it is. Okay, right? So we going back. My computer's acting like I bought it in 2023. So, right? So it says Mr. Clinton was one of the wealthy, powerful men in Epstein's orbit. See, it's powerful men, right? It ain't just like some regular ass Edomite. These motherfuckers own shit. You see, not just like, we ain't talking about Edomite that's like, oh yeah, I own the New York Jets. No, we're talking about the motherfucker like you see them ships come in with all them crates. Them real powerful motherfucking Edomites, right? So powerful men in Epstein's orbit before the New York-based financer was busted for sex trafficking minors and died in jails. Others linked to Epstein include Britain's Prince Andrew, Microsoft billionaire Bill Gates. We told you this nigga was a demon. He's a fucking demon. Actor Kevin Spacey. See? These motherfuckers is not getting away with this shit. And guess what? Comedian Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker, man. This is saying in this article right here. Chris Tucker. And guess who? Yours truly, former President Donald Trump, man. You see this shit? Look. It's right there. They're showing you. They was all there, man. These are some prominent actors and businessmen. See? They was all in on that shit, man. We do not trust Esau, even so-called white men, and anybody who's fucking with them. Okay? And that's just for the names. You go look through that thing, it's probably got some names you would never thought was on that bitch. I didn't think Chris Tucker would be on that bitch. You know? He did some pretty good movies, you know, Rush Hour, you know, seemed like pretty cool dude. Did Friday. This motherfucker was trafficking little kids, man. You see? They're wicked. That's why we tell you, said Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Like, if you're going to come to the top, if you're going to be a celebrity, you're going to be a star, you have to be wicked, man. You're not getting there without being a damn demon. So Mr. Clinton is identified as John Doe, 36, and mentioned more than 50 times in eradicated filings. His name is mostly found in filings from the lawyers of Virginia G. Frey, an alleged victim of Epstein's sex trafficking ring, who were trying to subpoena the former president for disposition testimony about his relationship with Epstein, according to ABC News. So back then, they was keeping this stuff hidden. They knew they was doing this shit. They was helping them. They was making money. They was funding it. Okay? And boom. Lord said, all right, now I done got all the judgment I need, all the shit, so you can't get out of this shit. Drop that shit. Because it said Proverbs 20, verse 24, men's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his way? He had them reveal this shit. Okay? And the devils is doing it because why? Because they know they out of time. So they're just like, whatever the fuck ever. I'm just going to, you know, so what if we're wicked? We're still going to implement the mark of the beast, you know? The charagma, the grain of rice you put in your hand, you know, to buy or sell to get in anywhere, or on your forehead, which is talking about Elon Musk's Neuralink. That's Revelation 13:16. That's what we keep telling you about. That's the mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble. That's Jacob's trouble because Jacob is literally the seed line of King David. Our blood goes back to King David. And they want to do what? They want to defile the temple. We're the temple. So they want to put that in us and what? Change our DNA. And 2/3 of our people is going to take that shit, man. And it's going to change their fucking DNA. But the Lord's going to take their spirit and, you know, bring them back through the elect. You know, this devil ain't going to win shit, E. You did all this shit and you're not going to get fucking nothing. You're going to come out with this bitch $0, 0 cents. Back to where you're supposed to be. Fucking caves, motherfucker. This is 2 Kings. What? This is Job chapter 21, verse 7. And it reads, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power, right? Right? They go old, they got power, they got all that bread. Clinton, 77 years old, been out there doing wickedness that whole fucking time. Verse 8, their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring behold their eyes. They keep the money in their family line, right? And that wickedness continues. Verse 9, their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of Yahawah, you know, which says God, but that's Yahawah, upon them. And that's how it was for a long time. The rod of the Most High wasn't upon, but now he bringing that wrath on them. He's exposing them. That's how we know we're close to the end, because it used to be back then, he wasn't doing that. He was letting them get away with it for a little while. Now he ain't letting them get away with it, you know? And how we know is he's pulling motherfuckers at the top. Okay, them motherfuckers, you talking about presidents, is tied in this list. Okay? And this is, you know, your little New Year's present for you motherfuckers out there who think that, you know, this is a fucking game. You know, Happy New Year, motherfuckers, popping firecrackers like you're in just like the home of the free and land of the brave and just such a great nation. Like this motherfucker's full of pedophiles, sodomites, and bitch ass niggas. Okay? The only people in here who's really something is Bahasham, Yahawashi's servants and the followers of them, because that's the only thing that's going to come out this bitch breathing. Everything else in this bitch going to get destroyed. Verse 10, their bull gendereth and fail not, their calveth and casteth not her calf. We'll break it down in a second. And they send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance, right? Because they got the bag, right? They take their timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They're real happy they got all this money. You know, they always partying every weekend, all the holidays, right? But what happened to them? Verse 13, they spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave, man. And that's where they at. They going down to the grave. You see? That's where it's going, man. So I got two more precepts. Gone. We gone. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 15. And it reads, all things I have seen in the days of my vanity, right? There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in wickedness. You see? So a lot of men that are righteous out here, we usually end up dying first. You know how they always say the good guy die first? They always say that kind of stuff, you know? And that's what happened to the prophets. We always is out here just barely making it and then dying. They get to live out their lives, old, rich, got everything, and then wickedness. But the Lord's he's transferring that shit over. He's saying, y'all had enough of that. Your time's up, man. And this is the last time. This is the last time. They done had all these times to rule in wickedness. This time it's over after this. This is the last time. So Hebrews chapter 11, verse 25, choosing rather to suffer, and let's go back, because this is talking about Moses. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, and another thing to think about, Moses passes an Egyptian, and we know the Egyptians back then are the so-called Africans or the Hamites. You see, they. So if he passes an Egyptian, that means what? He was dark skinned. He wasn't. He didn't look like Jesus Christ. You know, and I really I've been a while since I've done a video on it, but I want to go do a video on it. You know, because that picture of Jesus Christ, that shit goes back to Baphomet. They both got the same hand gestures and everything. That shit goes back to that demon shit. We'll do that another day. So Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, right? Verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High. And that's what we're doing. We're not choosing to go and be with these rich, prominent rulers and try to get the bag. We down here suffering with our people, man. You know? So then to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Seasons, they get a season of this shit. And that's it. Esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach. And it says in the scriptures, it says Christ. But in the ancient Hebrew, it's Hamashiach, which means the anointed. Okay? And it's talking about Yahawashi. So esteeming the reproach of Yahawashi, greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. And this is the new Egypt. This is the new modern day Egypt. Is spiritually Sodom in Egypt. And that's why they got a pyramid on the dollar. Okay? And then the Sodomites here, they got their little rainbow flag. And the rainbow was ours. That was a promise that he wouldn't flood the earth no more. But he said this time we're going to do it by fire, because these motherfuckers want to take our flag and do whatever the fuck they want with it. Lord's going to jack your ass up. You know? You Sodomites out there, Lord's going to jack your ass up. For he had respect unto recompense of the reward. You see? There's a reward for what we're doing, and we know it. And we're going to keep doing it, Lord willing. Because the only way you can do this works if Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi wants you to do it. Because if not, he's going to have you out there doing dumb shit like everybody else. So that's my lesson that I got for today from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites of the elect of the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Led me to this truth. and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and is striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Wa abal babal, the water for tuning in. Yahawashi Barak Atham. Lord willing, we'll be able to exalt the name of Yahawashi yet another day. Kwam Yasharala. Peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.